Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck fall 96-84 to Wingate in a game. Yes, you were fouling late to try to extend things, but free throws the difference in this one. How much did foul trouble and having three players foul out, more players finish the game with 4 fouls? How much did that impact things tonight against Wingate?
Anytime a team takes 40 free throws in a game, there's going to be an impact. Obviously, you had two very physical playing teams, and on both sides there was a lot of physicality. Because I know that's what Wingate's about, and I know that we're continuing to try to evolve and grow in that way. I really sort of wish in this kind of situation that I even said when the officials let these guys figure it out. Both teams, it's not like either team's getting an advantage. Nobody's getting an advantage. Both teams are playing unbelievably physical. Let them figure it out. And I mean, when you have 54 fouls called, I think we're just doing too much. I think we're doing too much.
Very similar to how the first game went down. It was your team that shot 43 throws, made 31 in the meeting in Holt. This time, the inverse is true.
Yeah.
How did you feel your team played defensively against a Wingate team that kind of found its offensive footing, but also made some tough, well-defended shots at the rim?
Yeah, I felt like going into that last media timeout, and we're trying to become a better winning time kind of team. But we come out of that, and there's 5 seconds on the clock, and we give up a very difficult and contested but huge three in the opposite corner, running a shooter away from the ball, staggers. So we give that up, but I sort of felt like we were gaining a little momentum there. Maybe six and a half minutes left, and then we sort of defensively we got too extended. We got a little bit more worried about our men than our collective team defense, and they were able to get multiple penetrations into the paint, which inevitably cost us. I mean, I don't know how many and one plays were made this game, but there seemed like a ton, and it was going both ways. So credit Wingate. I mean, they're good. They're good here, and we put up a good fight. I think this was a good opportunity for us to continue to learn more about ourselves. And would you like to win? Yeah, but again, they're pretty good, and their record.
Much better team.
Good gracious! I mean, it's insane. How they've had the ups and downs they've had this year, only they know. But the record's really not an indicator of the kind of team they are.
Would you do anything different from today?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever coached a game where I was afterwards. So let's look at that 512 of these things as a head coach. Yeah, there's probably every 512 I would do something different. I wish maybe we could have somehow conveyed to our guys the necessity there the last 6 to 8 minutes of not getting so extended. I mean, I thought that was a big factor. It hadn't got to winning time, but we had gained some momentum, had taken the lead, and just, I don't know, we just got too individually minded on the defensive end.
Certainly feels like 12 points. It was closer than that. You erased a 13-point halftime deficit with a 13-1 run before the break, and then took a lead off of a 9-0 spurt where you held Wingate scoreless for 4 minutes in the second half. What keyed those spurts that got you back into it and gave you leads?
Well, I think first of all it says something about the fact that our team is learning to become more resilient. Our team is we've talked a lot about over this semester. Don't panic. Find a solution. Don't panic. Don't let what you see on the scoreboard impact our decision making and our poise. And I think our overall response to a tough environment, a tough opponent, foul trouble, some periods where we were struggling to put the ball in the basket. I thought our response, our body language, our connectivity, and our unity in the huddles was good. So I feel like we're making progress as we face more of those situations. We've got to figure out a way to go beyond that and not just be resilient, but then find a way to sort of take those leads and extend those leads instead of giving them back to the opponent.
Trey Smith has continued his evolution in his freshman year. A new career high for him with 17 points. What did he do to provide a spark, especially from long range, as you rallied in the second half?
Well, he's a guy that has the confidence of his teammates from a shot-making standpoint. He's evolving as a defender, and obviously today you saw this is a for the most part a bigger, quicker opponent, and I guess probably Trey played more today where he was the smallest guy on the floor, so he still got to figure out ways to be even better defensive in those situations. But his confidence is growing, his teammates' confidence in him is growing, my confidence in him continues to grow. And you see for yourself, I mean, the guy can help us score points. And, you know, he's a freshman. I think he will only continue to improve and get more confident, and will add value for the next 3.5 years.
Jaron Cottingham had 18 points in the first half for the Bulldogs, only 4 after halftime. What did you do to take him away as an option?
Well, that was a big point at the locker room, you know, between Cottingham, between the points that they had off our 9 turnovers, and between their free throws. We said, hey, we got to have some people step up and try to make life a little bit tougher for Cottingham. I thought Reese and Jalen McGill both did a good job in that regard. But then you had some other guys, in particular, Seau. I thought really the second half stepped it up and delivered. I thought Dawkins did a good job getting to the paint, to the rim. I thought those two were the guys that really stepped it up. I mean, again, credit to them. I sit there and I knew this was going to be really tough. But I just know the history of this team and this program. But man, they're very, very capable. They're very, very capable. And Coach Good and I have known each other a long time, and we talk. And both of us are sort of in that process with teams that have moments of showing really good stuff and moments of showing not such good stuff. Today, I thought both teams showed some good things. I thought they showed more good things than we did, though. You know, but I don't think anybody walks out of here feeling like this wasn't another sort of step in the right direction for both teams.
Well played basketball game both ways.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the very first thing he, says to me is, I'm not going to say what he said to me. I'm going to reserve that one. But, I mean, the bottom line is I think both of us knew that both these teams are sort of figuring things out. And this is going to be a real tough competitive match. And I think that's the reason you've seen in both of our matches with them this year. There's been a lot. There's been just a lot of physical, tough sort of play, and that's not always the case. It's like usually one team sort of trumps the other in that regard. I thought tonight you had two teams that were really determined. They just were able to lock it down late.
Doesn't get any easier from here. Go to a top 5 Lincoln Memorial Club on Wednesday and a trip to Harrogate. And the Rail Splitters absolutely rolling right now. What do you have to do to prepare for that very talented bunch?
Well, we don't sit there and talk about their successes. We talk about our controllables, what our scheme, what our preparation needs to look like, what our practices. We talk about what our response to this situation today needs to be. So we're not in awe or caught up in any kind of hype about who we're playing. It's really more about us and how we're playing and what we're trying to become. And so we know what's ahead of us. I mean, this is game 1 in the second. Today was game 1 in the second swing through conference play, and we look forward to Wednesday and look forward to finding out more about what we are in relation to an elite defined program.
Chuck, pleasure as always. We will talk to you Wednesday when you take on the LMU Rail Splitters.
Right. Thanks, Kev.
That is